It's on now.
Yeah, it's gone. It's going live. It's fine.
No, it's just come up on my screen. That's gone.
My clock's not.
Yeah, it's 7.8.
Let's do something. Right, okay. And start with countdown. Almost. There we go. And boop. And then one more thing to do. Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience once again. My name is CJ. I'm joined here with my special compatriot, Big Dave, for another supreme, awesome edition of what is soon to be
The Lost Boys from Bossk.
The last journeys of the boys from Bossk. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest show. Way!
The show's only going out one parsec.
Yeah. It's been a few weeks. Again, apologies for the last show I tried to do, had a really bad sinus attack. And it just went weird. It was embarrassing.
So we can do it all again.
Yay, but slightly different because obviously it's a week
It's
away
been
from
another week.
last week. Yeah. We only do these when we want to because it's fun and we enjoy them. We've got some things coming down the pipeline that you might like, but please, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe and share. Put your little bell on for when the next show's coming up. Share it with as many people as you can. We need your support. And as of next year coming up, we'll need it even more as the new establishment and the boys from Bossk progresses into a whole new world. And Dave's hair gets longer. Won't. Exactly, but I did say into a whole new world, Dave. Hang in there.
But you said the boys from Bossk progress.
No, not yet.
There'll be no more.
Hey, Dave, your hair looks fantastic.
We'll be the men from Mars.
Your hair looks fantastic.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
It looks like you've had the Timote. It looks really good. In fact, if I catch you at the right angle, Momoa, I can see it in your face, bro.
I don't want to be Momoa.
I know, but you got to touch him. You've been touched by the Momoa.
Thanks.
I can't help it. You're a beautiful, handsome man, Dave. It's
to the men by the looks of it, then.
Huh? No. I know plenty of ladies who said, "That's Big Dave." It made me go ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
It's been this month has been the weirdest month I've ever had. All the streaming services are still acting like it's a TV, like television is still the standard format. So they release all the good stuff over this month, next month, and maybe like Christmas. So it's been like a car crash, a cacophony of entertainment over the past couple of months. And to be quite honest, some of it's been good, some of it's been all right, and some of it's just been downright terrible. But me and Dave will be here to discuss that as we go forward. Just do some brief bits of news to go over. I got tingles today watching this, but the new Black Panther, the sequel to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, is coming out on the 11th of November, which isn't actually far away because we're in October, October 4th. It's only like a month and a bit away. It's not far at all. Just about 35 or so days away. And that
5 weeks.
Yeah, that looks like it's going to be absolutely the first film was all right. For what was it? It was phase 2.
But they were saying there was a tease of the new Avengers outfits, but I didn't see it. I must have been blind.
No, there's a tease of 2 outfits. One of a few. You got a tease of Ironheart, who's like the Riri Williams, who is like an Iron Man fangirl who builds her own armor.
Oh, I saw that fly up in the sky.
Yeah, that looked pretty damn cool, I have to say.
I thought that was just Hulkbuster or whatever.
No. She built that herself, and it's based on Tony Stark's tech. And then also you had the new Black Panther costume, because obviously there's going to be a new Black Panther.
Really?
And
I've never guessed that
also, and also you've got what's his name? The guy who plays The mountain dude, the mountain dudes, he's got a new outfit as well. Everybody's got new outfits in this film. Like, there's so many costume changes.
Yeah, but
It could have been a
every
Paris.
Marvel film, they always have a new outfit anyway,
Yeah, well,
or
Iron Man
slight
did. Iron
variations.
Man did. Gay
No, they all
Captain,
did.
they all did. They all
They all
sort
did.
of did, didn't they?
They all changed their uniform slightly.
They've got to sell those toys somehow.
Black Widow just changed her hair every time.
They did it wrong, man. I could have written a better script. Oh, my God, that was such a bad film. She deserves better than that. And yeah, so it's looking interesting to see which way that film's going. It looks really, really exciting. One thing I didn't see was Killmonger, who I heard rumor that he was meant to be coming back in the
Yeah,
sequel.
but they're not going to show it all in the teaser, are they?
No, but they didn't even give you a hint of him being in it. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's still the case.
Yeah, but Blade will probably turn up. Yeah, come on.
Apparently, Blade's in trouble, bro. That film is in a lot of trouble. He might not turn up at all. I get the feeling that he may even walk away from the whole project because they were meant to be filming in November, but the director dropped out.
How unusual.
Yeah, so, that might not even be happening, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm looking.
I hear Schneider's looking for a job.
Snyder.
Oh,
Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, the man who everybody turned on so quickly. I never had a problem with Zack Snyder. I thought Zack Snyder is a good director, but he's a very visual director, and scripts are not his strong point. And I'm not meaning that
visual would be good for him doing a Marvel.
Yeah, if they could keep him under control, I'm intrigued to see what he's doing his version of Star Wars for Netflix. I'm intrigued to see that, but I don't know. Like, a lot of people turned on Zack Snyder, and I think undeservedly so. And it's not his fault. Warner Brothers don't know how to spend their money properly. It's not. How's it his fault? I don't know. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's Wakanda Forever is coming, and it looks fantastic. It's got an amazing cast. And
have you seen the Lego helmet for Black Panther? It's got the gloves and everything, and does this.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
So they've done all the Star Wars busts and the Iron Man bust. They got a Black Panther bust with the hands.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I honestly haven't seen that. I might have to.
Well, they're saying already Lego's already putting spoilers out already because of their.
Yeah, but
their
that was always going to be.
And it always happens every film.
There's always going to be a case that you'd see it because it's like, well, yeah, for every film. I don't think there's been a film where you didn't see the superhero's costume in it at all so far, and that being the most basic of things. But hey, who knows? Maybe they could have kept it a secret, even though everybody knew that was happening anyway. Other big news, Dave. Your favorite superhero?
Which one?
Your favorite? I know you love
Batman.
You love your man Deadpool.
Oh, I love Deadpool.
You love a bit. Well, Ryan Reynolds. Now, Ryan Reynolds, again, he's one of the very few stars. I put him in like pre-slap Will Smith territory, right? Nobody can really say anything wrong about him. There's never been like particularly bad news. Like, he's not like Chris. Is it the Guardians of the Galaxy Chris, who
Chris
a lot
Pratt.
of people don't like? Yeah, Chris Pratt. A lot of people don't seem to like him, but for no good reason.
Oh, I don't know. But he was that guy at the beginning when he done Green Lantern and
but Ryan Reynolds,
Van Wilder, or whatever it was.
Yeah, but even then, people didn't hate him. Do you know what I mean? They were like, "That's a rubbish film."
No, but he was just that annoying guy.
Yeah,
but I thought he was funny.
Yeah, look, Van Wilder at the time, especially the dog.
Yeah. with the donuts.
Oh my God, just thinking about that moment. It was like the Porky's of its time in a way.
It was. That's what it was, the Porky's of its time.
And it was way past films like American Pie, which even now I can't really. I don't even think American Pie was that funny, apart from
it even had the guy from Harold and Kumar in it, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because he went and did his own one.
That was his first film, I think. Yeah, I think he's done the second one.
And I think at the end of the day, it's interesting to see how Ryan Reynolds has just come along, because I'm enjoying his series Wrexham. Welcome to Wrexham at the moment. I'm just really enjoying it. And on, I think last Thursday, Friday, he announced very casually in a trailer that Wolverine's coming to Deadpool 3.
Well, he sat there with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, like they were living together or something.
Yeah.
And later reporting him saying he was absolutely shaking when when he got to make that announcement. But that's pretty big news. I've never been. I'm not a huge Jackman fan, and I'm not a huge X Men fan either. But I have to say, if anybody owned a role, it was Hugh Jackman. He
No,
owned
but I
that
think it'd
role.
be good because this time he'd be able to swear and stuff.
Hopefully,
This is going to go full Wolverine Deadpool style.
I know Disney's saying that, but I've heard Disney say that before. And even what was it? They even made Deadpool go and make a safe version. Do you remember that? There was Deadpool 2 came out, which was like what 15 certificate or whatever it was. And then they released a special Christmas version that was PG with what's his name from Wonder Years in bed and Deadpool's
Fred Savage.
Yeah. It actually made him go and do that. And I was like, wow, that's special, isn't it? That's a bit special making him go and do that. But yeah, it's really good news that it's going to be that. And you might actually see Wolverine cut people up and blood everywhere for the first time. But I don't know if he's going to go hard.
It doesn't kill them, does it?
I don't know if you can do that under that certificate because I don't even think they did that. The last time we had a certificate film like that was Expendables. And did they have lots of blood in Expendables? I don't think they did. Lots of swearing and knife work.
Not really. Yeah. Loads of swearing, but not like
yeah, but it'll be interesting to see that if they do that. And it's a great team up. To say the least. I've heard rumor, I don't know who mentioned it to me, but some said to me that it might be Deadpool goes through different universes and actually grabs Hugh Jackman. So it's not Wolverine, he's Hugh Jackman and gets Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine. I'm like, please God, don't do that. don't do that. It won't be good. It'll be interesting to see if any of the cast return from the previous film. So you've got Domino, who I quite liked. The rest of X-Force died pretty much, apart from.
No, they need the Fireboy. I loved him. He's funny, the little Kiwi boy.
He was the one that just you can't stop, mate.
Yeah, he's funny.
He's done all right for himself. Actually, he's done.
You need to see the wilds or something. He's in Into the Wilds or something like that.
Is that the one? He's in that.
It's hilarious. Not the TV show. It's a film.
Is that the one where he's with the old guy and he goes on a run?
Yeah,
I haven't watched that yet. I'll see if I can catch that. But yeah, Deadpool 3 announcement's been made. Are you looking forward to that one, Dave? Is that something that you
Oh, of course.
You're feeling the Wolverine?
Yeah.
Might actually get to see him in the costume.
I like Wolverine, but I didn't like Logan.
I was all right with Logan, but I think it promised more than it delivered.
Do you know who the old person was? I didn't realize it was Sam Neill in that Hunt for the Wilder People.
All right, I'll check it out. Do you know if it's on? I'll check what it's out. I'm sure I'll be able to
I watched it on Amazon years ago.
Okay. And then now I'm just looking forward to it. I've got no big problems with Deadpool. It's not my favorite character by far, but it's definitely the films have been really quite good. Yeah, the films have been really good quite so far. And Deadpool 2 is one of my favorite of the X-Men Fox films ever.
Well, it wasn't hard to choose, was it?
No. Although my favorite one, and everybody hates on me for it, is Phoenix. I like that film. I don't know why. The last one with the Phoenix, everybody hates it.
I didn't mind that one.
I really enjoyed it. I thought the music was superb. I thought the fight scene. It's the first film that didn't have Wolverine in it fighting, so there was no focus on him, and it was like a really good action scenes. But apparently, to most people, that was
almost Nightcrawler, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. That was good.
Yeah. All right, so moving up quickly, we've got Harrison Ford is apparently rumored to take the place of General Ross in the Thunderbolts, because obviously it was
Betty.
The previous actor who played General Ross all the way from when did he first pick up? So did he do the one with Eric Banner? It was a different General Ross in that, wasn't it? He done the first Marvel one, so he appeared at the end of in a Sting in Iron Man, didn't he? So he's going to take the place. He was in the Ed Norton. William Hurt.
General Ross was in the Ed Norton.
Yeah, so William Hurt was originally in that, and he played General Ross, but he passed away earlier in 2022. And Ford, a lot of people are now looking to see if Ford will jump into the role. I think he's too easy a choice, and that may be some wishful thinking on people's behalf. I certainly would pay good money to see that, especially as in the comic book. In the comic books, General Ross eventually becomes Red Hulk, and if you haven't,
I just think he's too old.
Yeah, there is that, but he's looking good in the old Indiana Jones clips I've seen so far. He's looking pretty tasty, and he's not. It doesn't look like he's doing old man jokes like, "Oh, god damn, that hurts."
No,
And
I
look,
understand. I understand that.
Dave, let me make one more point for the case. Yeah, the Old Man TV show.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Jeff Bridges is fucking ripped for 72 years old.
Yeah.
That guy's got a six-pack, and I'm like, oh my god.
He does really well in that show. And I reckon Harrison Ford's got the same trainer. He's got a girlfriend who's like 30, 40 years younger than him. So she's probably keeping him young. Sorry, wife, girlfriend. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, but I don't know. Can you see him with a square army haircut?
Yeah, he's done it before.
I suppose he's got the voice. I suppose he's got the voice for Jim.
He's got a charisma. Whether or not he can pull it off, I don't know. I wouldn't. Me personally, if I was
always like an angry jarhead, wasn't he? So like,
what military films did he do? He played a soldier in World War II. He played like a spy, and I'm sure he played the president. Yeah, he played the badass president.
Air Force One.
Sorry. Yeah, so he's done all right. I think he'll be okay in the role. I mean, I don't think he's going to have a super part in it.
But it'd have to be one and done.
No, I think
he's got as much left in him. He's like David Attenborough, old man.
Well, he's not that old. Harrison Ford's not that old.
He's got to be in his 80s. He's got to be in his 80s. I reckon he's 81.
Age. Let's see. Bum bum bum. He's 80. He was born on the 13th of July, 1942. Oh, well, he's still got. I think he's still got enough in him. He's still got enough in the energy. He's looking pretty good.
He's at that age where they're fragile. They can pop at any moment.
And he's just come back from doing Indiana Jones. I think he'll be fine. And CGI will do the rest.
Oh God!
I would have liked to. I would have liked to have seen him in another role, though. I don't know which role, but it would have been nice to see him in another role within the Marvel universe. But this one will do me. Well, at least they didn't ask. Calista Flockhart, who's his missus, she's 57, so that's what she's 30 years younger, thereabouts. That's not bad. It's not 23 years younger. That's not bad, isn't it? Keeps him energized. No,
I'm just thinking if I went 23 years younger, that's just wrong.
No, how old are you? Will it be under 25? You're not 45 yet, are you?
No.
Yeah, that'd be wrong. And no, I wouldn't judge you, Dave. I wouldn't judge you, as long as it was too young. And right, so in other news, and again, it's all Marvel this week. Not purposely, but it's all Marvel, because once Marvel drops a trailer, everything DC's done in the past week's forgotten. So nobody cares about the fact that Black Adam released a trailer last week. Gone.
Another one.
Yeah. Really good news for this film. I always
thought surely they're going to release the film soon, right? They're dropping trailers every 3 months.
Well, exactly. You think so? Moving up on the list is Marvel's Armor Wars, which was originally set to be on Disney Plus as a series. It's now going to be a movie.
Cheadle, right?
Yeah, it's now going to be a movie, and I know Lionheart is already set to appear in it after being in Wakanda Forever. And she gets her own show, Lionheart, but she's going to be in Armor Wars. This is going to be really exciting that it's moving to a movie, and I think it could really work. I think Disney has too little faith.
Depends when they decide to release it, though, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I think it'll be 2024, but I think the fact they've moved it from series is really, really good, because the Disney Plus series haven't had that much success. And this is a really good storyline in the comic books when Iron Man goes after all the characters that have stolen his armor.
Well, I just think 6 episodes is cheesy for everything. It's just not enough.
Especially if you don't, especially if you don't put the money in it. As
Hawkeye and WandaVision were really good.
I enjoyed those two.
Apart from that, I don't really remember the rest.
I've enjoyed all of them. Loki's my favorite though, but I
forgot about Loki.
I've enjoyed all of them, but some of them have been better than others. And it really showed how different it was in terms of how one of the more recent ones, Ms. Marvel, I thought production value was fantastic. But what was the last one? Hawkeye was all right, production wise, but I didn't, as much as I thought it was a decent story, I didn't like the Kingpin. That whole thing with Kingpin just didn't work.
You didn't like Kingpin? Kingpin's like the best character.
I know, but I didn't like how he was from how he was in the TV show, because the TV show, like, it was good, but then there was.
But you got to remember the TV show was gory.
Dave, I know. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying.
And you couldn't make him as bad as he was in the TV show.
I know, but he was getting falling over mini explosives.
Yeah, Mr. Fish was a bit of a clown, wasn't he?
But that's not to say I didn't enjoy Hawkeye. I really, really did, and I did enjoy Kingpin. I just wanted a bit more of that Daredevil Kingpin, which for me was badass.
Yeah.
And I think that really Daredevil deserves his own film as opposed to what they're doing, which is doing a really good comic book line, but I don't think it's going to be the same. But we'll see. We shall see.
You feel the cameos all the time.
So Armor Wars is moving to a movie. I think it could be a really, really good film. And I'm going to be surprised if they can stick it into one movie, but it looks like Marvel's learning from its mistakes, unlike another distinguished competition, I like to call them, who don't seem to learn at all. And the projections for Black Adam aren't great at the moment in terms of its success. I'm definitely going to go and watch it, but I'm still like, I don't know if it's going to be a bigger hit as they need it to be, but we shall see.
It's going to be the biggest superhero of all time. Do you not remember what The Rock said? It's going to be the biggest superhero movie of all time.
I think The Rock is a superhero. He is a walking god among us, but we'll see. In other news, and I don't know if this is, but the man who slapped was heard around the world in the last Oscar ceremony. Will Smith is releasing his next movie, which could actually be down for an Oscar. It's an Apple TV movie. I think it's still going to be released in the cinema, but then it's going to be released on Apple TV soon afterwards. It's Emancipation. Again, I'm not going to put money on this. So people have been saying it's fantastic, but for me, it's another slave movie. I don't know if I can take. I personally don't know if I can take watching any more slave movies.
I actually don't think I could take on watching any more of Will Smith.
I wouldn't blame you.
After Bad Boys, I think that was it. I got my last hurrah out of him.
No, I still reckon there's still more fuel in the engine. I just think he needs to pick his projects carefully
just the same stuff
and not slap anybody.
That's nothing to do with it. I think he's just got boring over the
I don't know. Now. Did you like everybody hated it, but did you like that that one he done on Netflix, Fairy, where his partner's an ogre?
Yeah, but that was before Bad Boys.
Yeah, but did you enjoy that one?
I did enjoy that, and I thought that was the second one, and they never did.
They walked away from that. I think I could do with a sequel of that.
I actually thought it was pretty good. It reminded me of
Alien Nation.
Yeah.
Hey, where were you? Like, this is one thing I've never understood. Yeah, you're
Bright, wasn't it? Bright.
You're full of nerd, right? But for some reason, all these great moments, me and you, they weren't sitting down watching the TV at the same time. And that to me is a great shame, because it was like there would be no. I was very much a lonely nerd, right? And Alien Nation, I love that film, but nobody to talk to about it.
Yeah, but then they released the TV show that had like 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah. V. Do you remember V?
I do, and they released it again a few years back.
Yeah, they tried to do a remake, and
that was quite good. That was the one from Deadpool.
Yeah. It could have been a bit better, but yeah, it only lasted like 1 season, I think it was.
2 seasons, I think, 2 or 3.
But that was a bit of a shame. But yeah, that's it. That's our news wrap up. Unless you got anything else in the engine there, Dave.
Yeah, just watch The Old Man. It's a good TV program. I think it's the best thing Fox have done for a long time.
Do you know what? I've got to list that. All right, okay, we'll do that review first. So as it's me and Dave, yeah. Although we've got similar streaming services, we watch a lot of different stuff, right, Dave? It's not like we're watching the same thing at the same time. And I'm feeling really ill last week. I'm wrapped up. I'm sneezing. I can't breathe properly. And I think at some point either you texted.
I texted you. I said you need to watch this program.
And I'm like, Dave, I can't believe watching the same show. And I think the old man, I'd seen it promoted a few times.
I've never seen nothing. After watching, I just literally was like bored. I didn't know there was nothing to watch, and it came up at the top of Disney. Do you know when they got the 8 bits scrolling?
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? It's the dude. I'm going to watch this.
Well, I was just surprised because the previous detective story I'd seen from FX, which is on Disney Plus over here, was I think Kingdom or something with what is it? The one Spider-Man you hate. Hold on.
Oh. James Garfield. What was his name?
James Garfield. He's done a detective show. Let me see if I can get it up now. But he's done a detective series, and it's meant to be sort of like true crime or true detective. It seems to have that atmosphere.
Trying to be like True Detective.
But I'm watching it, and I'm like, well, it's Christians. Clearly, they killed her. They're Mormons, and what's different about it is he's playing a Mormon cop. And it's in that sense, it's trying to what is it trying to do? It's trying to make the whole Mormon seem a bit more civilized with their magic underwear and their penchant for marrying lots of women. But I tried to watch that series, and it was the most boring show I'd ever seen. And I don't know why I'd fallen asleep. And Dave, you know me, I don't fall asleep watching shows.
Garfield was in it, boring actor. It makes me fall asleep every time I watch it.
I fell asleep. I felt really bad, but I haven't been able to watch it since. It's on. It's called Banner of Heaven, and this is about the second time I've seen him play an openly religious dude. And it's just this long meandering story about how Mormons hate women, basically, who have any self-belief in themselves. And I'm just like, this isn't selling the Mormons to me. You know what I mean? But there you go. But then Dave's speaking to me. I get this message. I'm like, the old man. I was like, what? So I phone up Dave. He doesn't answer at first. And then I'm like, I phone him up again. And he's like, yeah, I'm watching this. And I'm like, Dave, I'm watching this show as well. And I don't know, what was your first impression of it?
I really enjoyed it because he plays like an old CIA agent, and people are on the run. Goes on the run to the people that he's put away are obviously after him again. But he gets beaten up and stuff. Where a lot of these programs they turn into John Wick and they kick their asses. But he actually does sort of kick their asses, but he gets beaten up at the same time. And he's a good actor anyway. You know, he's like chilled for that laid back actor. And he's still got the funny sense of humor, and he's still got the smart stuff going on as well.
And he's got dogs.
Oh, those dogs, they're awesome.
And it's got a great cut. It's got John Lithgow in it, and it's got a lot of other people. It's got his daughter who we haven't met. We've only heard a voice on the phone, and it's got lots of dudes. It's got the guy from Third Rock from the Sun, yeah. Yeah, and it's got some dudes in it who are just menacing, and it's not like it makes clear he's an old guy, right? He's dangerous, but he's an old guy.
He was the head spy, basically.
Yeah, and it really works quite well. It's really enjoyable. It's really tense. It's really paranoid. Like, if you're a conspiracy theorist, this is your show. Yeah. It's relentless.
I like the bit where he has like flashes, like what he's going to do to things.
Yeah, because the whole first episode,
back and you're like, oh.
The whole first episode, you're questioning if the daughter's real, if it's his imagination, if he's got Alzheimer's.
Like, is she dead? And they just talking to a ghost on the answer machine? Or?
Is he paranoid? Why is he putting up the cans and all the rest of it? And then shit starts to happen, and boom, from then on, hooked. And he plays a character called Dan Chase, who absconded from the CIA decades ago and has been living off the grid since. When an assassin arrives to take Chase out, the old operative learns that to ensure his future, he must reconcile his past. The FBI director for counterintelligence is called to hunt Chase down, appropriately named Chase, because of his complicated past with a rogue fugitive. That's really cheesy. And you're going to learn.
You've got the
I
wrong
think,
voice for that as well. You had to go really gruff. It's on the run.
The old man sent us on Dan Chase.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see that he's not as good as he's playing. He's a bad man who's done bad things, and I think this series is going to be about whether or not he deserves to live or
yeah,
not.
I actually think he's actually going to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
I've got that funny feeling
because it seems like he's done some really bad things, but
and
we're
he's
going to
literally
see.
gone off grid.
Yeah, and love was the thing that made him, that changed him. So it's going to be interesting to see if that keeps going. It looks like a really exciting, intense series, and I'm hooked already.
Well, it's 2 episodes.
So
And
Disney
they were
Plus.
both good. So,
Yeah.
but
So
then
Disney
Big Sky
Plus
was
dragged
like
me
that
in.
for the first season. So
Yeah. We don't.
and
Talk
that had a
about
big
that
cast
anymore.
as well. So
I've still got to finish off season 2. I think was it season 3. There's that. Do you know what I haven't watched though that I need to, and I have to do it for our next show? See, I haven't watched. I've only watched like the first episode, or the first 2 episodes of C. Momoa, your hero. What?
yeah,
I need to get back to that.
This season's been very long-winded.
Yeah, it's. I think
I
because
think
it's
they
changed
just gave
a lot.
up.
Yeah.
Because the second season was so badass. You see this one,
Maybe it got cancelled earlier than it was meant to.
I know. It's the final season.
Maybe it
like
got cancelled earlier than it
after
needed
Dave
to.
Bautista left. It's like they run out of ideas.
Yeah. Well, maybe, like I said, if it got cancelled too early, like there was a show on Another Life on Netflix, which clearly got cancelled like 5 seasons before it was meant to, and literally the second season, they rushed through everything in like 10 episodes.
Yeah, but is this because they keep getting these big actors in to do these things, and then their time
No, I don't. No.
with the TV?
I think it's just sci-fi, because if you look at their other shows, what is it? What's the gamer one? The Mystic Quest. That's doing all right. The
But that's
new
because
show
he
one.
writes it as well as being in this.
Yeah, but I mean, like a show like C costs a lot more money, and if it's not putting in the amount of views,
No, but you got to remember, right? Rob's not on the same level as Jason Momoa. You know? It's like having Ryan Reynolds doing Mystic Quest. He ain't got time to do.
Oh yeah. But if Jason Momoa did a show like Mystic Quest, it'd still be cheaper than C.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I understand that, but I'm saying like where he's such a big star, he hasn't got time to do all these seasons. So you're going to have to try and kill off Bubba Boss to let the show continue. You know?
Yeah.
And then you could have made it better. Game of Thrones style, kill off Sean Bean, season 1, boom. You know?
Or destroy an entire town like they did.
That's right.
Right. So yeah, that was our review of The Old Man. Okay, so we'll do I'll do the small ones first. There was a show called Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. I think it was about 10 episodes. It's a hard watch.
I think so.
Yeah, it was a hard watch for me.
I've got to episode 7, and some of them are hard to watch. That's very slow, very draggy. But I'm actually enjoying it.
Well, let me put it from the way in the sense that I found it hard to watch because just it reminded me too many times of when, like, I've been reading up a lot on the gay community, particularly the Black gay community, and it just feels horrible watching it, especially when you see the characters going, something's wrong with somebody listening to me. Yeah, but that's what I mean. That makes it even worse because there were people that were blatantly going, "This man's wrong."
Yeah, but he was wrong. He was completely sick in the head.
Yeah, and nobody did anything. Do you know what I mean? It was like nobody lifted a finger. Nobody went like, I'm not being bad.
Like the woman next door, she phoned up every week.
Yeah, and the landlord was like, if I took a smell of that, I'd be like, police. not like you got to leave. It's like police.
But
and
people going, it's so racist. It's a true story. It can't be fucking racist.
Well, no, he was horribly racist. He took advantage. What he did was he took advantage of the situation, and it was in a absolutely like there were just moments when you sat watching it going, don't go with him. Don't go to his house.
Yeah, every time you saw him with someone, it's like, oh man, you don't go to his house.
Yeah, but what I do give him credit for, which I will say that very few films do, and TV shows do, especially when it comes to serial killers, is they told a lot more about the victims. And that sort of lended its hand to a lot of the tragedy of this, and the victims and the people who were affected.
Every episode is a different victim, basically.
Yeah, and I just think that to me is, just that to me lend. I know a lot of people are angry the show was made and they're angry it was released, but I have to say, it's not very often they do things where they involve, like, going as deeply as they do about the victims, and it was done in a very respectful way. And that is something that I haven't seen for a long time. I don't think the only show I've seen that done on a bit was Mindhunter. When they're going deep about the serial killers.
Yeah, that was really good, and then that got bad. Second season, that was bad.
Yeah,
the first season was awesome.
Yeah, the first season of that show is brilliant, and I really do miss it, and I hope they do bring it back because the cast were great as well.
The second season was slow. I didn't even finish second season.
I finished it. I thought it was really, really good. And it showed one thing I give the second season credit for of Mindhunter is they never ever shied away from the fact that sometimes they just failed. Do you know what I mean? It was like, because most serial killers are never caught by the FBI, and most times they just failed. They failed to find the killers. And I think that was really quite, in itself, quite a good aspect from it. But I can see where you can say it got really slow because it did get. The first season,
like
kind
episode 3, it's like dragging off.
The first season's really exciting, and the second season's just a bit. It slowed down a lot
because the first season he went into the prison to talk to the serial killer to get into his mind,
and he has that panic attack.
And it wasn't. It wasn't like that in the second season. The first one, you actually saw the serial killer, and you tried to get into his head. You tried to learn everything.
You're buzzing a bit on me there, Dave. I don't know if you make sure you're talking to the mic.
Hi, Mike.
Right. So next up, welcome to Wrexham. We talked about it before. I won't make it too long. Great show. I don't like football that much. I'm a Fulham fan. I don't like football that much. I love this show.
I've been a Wrexham fan, isn't it?
No, I think do you know what? I'll give the show credit in the sense that it made me understand how people love football a bit more. Why people get so passionate about football. Because guys don't talk about why they're passionate about their teams all the time. Not even you. I hang around with you or Tony or any of the other boys. They don't talk about why they're passionate about it. And this show kind of showed me why people are passionate about football and why they care about why their teams do well, why they care about like watching the game so much. And I think that so far to me has been a really good experience. And instead of looking at football fans going, dickheads, I'm like, you know what, respect. I understand a bit more, yeah, because a lot of these times the football's part of the community. It's part of people's jobs, it's part of people's life, it's part of their lifestyle, and I get that a bit more, so I've got a bit more respect.
You get to learn meet other people and stuff like that as well.
No, but that was it. I didn't get it before. Now I get it a bit more, and respect to Wrexham, I have to say, and respect to football fans. You know what I mean? When you've got a bit of passion about something, it can take over there, and I've learned a bit about that from it, and I think good on them. Good luck to them. I hope they've got enough money to carry this through. I hope Ryan gets enough of the bucks to carry them through.
Ryan Reynolds has enough money.
I hope so, because he's going to need it. As they always say about,
he owns one of the biggest gin companies in the world. He's fine.
He doesn't. He sold it, didn't he? So he sold it. I don't know how. I don't know if he's still got shares in it or whatever, but he sold it off. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of that money goes into the club. Because the higher you get up in the league, obviously, the more money you got to spend. And at some point, especially to get into, yeah, true, but to get into the Premiership, that's going to cost a lot. Do you know what I mean? Just like most teams in the Premiership,
it's going to cost a couple of billion.
Yeah, most teams outside of Arsenal, I think, are in a huge amount of debt. They just buying new stadiums, because the stadium they've got at the moment isn't a Premiership stadium.
It's not even a Division 2 stadium.
Yeah, so
it's got 3 stands.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So it's gonna take time and money to get that far.
It's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting. Like I said, good luck to them. I wish them all the luck in the world, and I hope it does work. But yeah, I've got newfound respect for football. But that's enough of that football talk because this ain't a sports show. Um, we'll do.
But it soon will be.
Da-dang! A quick talk about the current show She-Hulk. This was probably my most favorite episode of She-Hulk, and it's probably the most cheesiest episode of She-Hulk that I've had so far. Again, I can understand why people maybe didn't like it. There's never enough funniness, sexiness, or horror in any of the comedy in this show, and it could really do with a bit of something that goes. I'm not saying porkies, but could do with some like something that's really truly some really good humor or something that
is this the one where she was
touches
at the
the edge.
retreat?
Yeah.
That was actually probably the best show.
Yeah, it could do with some risky humor a bit more.
I like Porcupine. He was funny.
Yeah, it was like, put it back on. How long have you been wearing that? Oh my god! It was just a really good moment, and it shows that I think She-Hulk's going to lose it by the end of this season. I reckon she's going to proper go. Like something's going to go wrong for her. Yeah, something's going to go really bad for her by the end of the season, and I think that might be why the Hulk eventually comes back. And it's because the rumor is there's going to be a World War Hulk film, and if it's anything like the comic book, he comes back for revenge, baby. So I wouldn't be surprised if something's going to happen, and there's going to be a big payoff at the end of this season.
So Abomination's going to do something.
Yeah, because they've got her blood. And one of the things Hulk said is that you can't have, your blood cannot get into the wrong hands. And I think her blood's going to get into the wrong hands and something really bad's going to happen. But we'll see. Apparently the Hulk's going to make a guest appearance in Captain America 4. So again,
another Captain America.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting to see where that goes. It's called New World Order, so it'll be exciting. But I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was very funny. I thought it was very charming, and again, it done that very dark thing at the end where they're just taking a pit. Like She-Hulk's going to lose it with these people, and somebody's going to get hurt. And it looks like that's what's going to happen because she's been played, and you don't play a woman that can turn into a literal. Hulk. You don't do it. What do you reckon?
Yeah. It's just, to me, it's one of those programs. It's just there,
Yeah,
better than Batwoman, but it's just there. I could leave it.
All right. So moving on, we've got. I guess what should we do next? 1, 2, or 3 days.
7.
1, 2, or 3 days. Okay, Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. You're up now. This episode, I think there was a lot of payoff. There was a lot of payoff in this one. Behave. There was a lot of payoff for this. It's been it's episode 6, and things went boom.
I've actually watched 6 episodes.
I've really enjoyed this. I think it's more enjoyable for me than the films because I don't remember staying awake for this long.
I don't think I've watched a whole episode.
Well, I've enjoyed it. I think it's gotten better as each episode's gone by.
I think it's too slow for me.
That's fair enough, but this episode paid off.
This episode they've all got together.
Yeah. Boom ting happened. Mount Doom exploded. I think that was really, really good. And a big shift in the story, and it's going to be interesting to see where the next 2 episodes go. I know that Amazon's trying to whip up a lot of excitement about the last 2 episodes, so I'll be interested to see what happens next. But I, for one, I'm smitten with this series. It's on my list. Again, I understand why people don't like it. It's high fantasy. It's a bit cheesy. A lot of wish fulfillment. But I think with what Amazon's been given, I think they've done a really good job. And to be quite honest, it's easily watchable with your parents, which our next series is not. Hot D, House of Dragon. Man, episode 6 of Rings of Power, things heated up. But this one, my God, Like there was blood and death everywhere, but it was a very tense episode. Huh? Yeah, at least. There was a funeral at the start, and somebody died at the end. Or died. Yeah, yes. There was a dead body, and somebody lost an eye.
Yeah, but that body was just the dude who was on the stairs who just got his way.
And somebody lost an eye.
Did you not get that? The guy that was on the stairs, that was his body. One had his neck broken.
Which one had his neck broken?
Someone was walking down the stairs and broke his neck.
Oh, well, he died.
Yeah, he was the one in the fire.
Yeah. Well, he dead. That's what I said. Somebody died.
It was all a game of switcheroo.
Yes, indeed, but with a happier ending. And obviously, Game of Thrones, something freaky always happens. And again, brother and sister.
The incest card came out.
Yeah, the incest card came out.
There's always a bit of incest in that program.
Yeah.
At least they were brother and sister this time. At least there was a bit of bloodline separation.
Well, true cousins, aren't they? There's another time jump.
Oh, he's their uncle.
Place. Oh, uncle, yeah. There's another time jump taking place as well with this one in the next episode. It was enjoyable. I don't like the thing where it all goes dark. It winds me up.
This show was so dark. There's been so much criticism. Even I thought, oh my god, it's my blind open too high, so I shut the blind to make it darker, and it was still dark.
Keep remembering to talk to your mic. Every time you talk away from the mic, I just hear you like buzzing.
Sorry, I was laughing. Sorry.
And it just, I think, look, I understand why they do it. Special effects cost a lot of money, and I think that whole scene, that dragon's the biggest dragon of the lot, and that's possibly why that happened. But I'm like, get the money together. Do you know what I mean? As much as it costs a lot.
Get the money together. There was a lot of money put together.
Game of Thrones makes a lot of money. It generates huge amounts of cash.
But they've not really got so much budget for every episode.
Yeah, it's like, at least, people criticize Disney, but Avengers, the first Avengers film takes place during the daylight. That's unprecedented with that type of movie. Yeah, it literally, these like the big monsters, the whole rest of it, New York. And I think the only film they've done where it's gotten dark was Avengers Endgame, where the final battle,
probably the worst.
It was cast over, and but that's that's as bad as maybe as it got. In Infinity War, it opened in New York, with everything going on, Hulk falling through the roof, everybody coming up in a day, and I just think if you put that little bit of extra money in, you'll end up with a better show. And if you want any proof of this, look at what's happened to Disney and Warner Brothers. Do you know what I mean? Not Disney, I mean Sony and Warner Brothers. Sony does the same thing every film, right? And if I put money on it, anybody can prove me wrong, right? Every film of theirs with lots of special effects always ends at night time. Right,
yeah, I can't Spider-Man, Venom, Morbius.
I can't think of one of their movies.
Spawn,
including every single Spider-Man film. Right, the first film, Goblin, nighttime. Right, Dr. Octopus in the second one, Venom and Sandman in the third one. Then the Amazing Spider-Man, which was who does he fight in the first film? Lizard. Nighttime, that finale happens. Then the next one was the Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he's fighting. Who's he fighting in the second one? Electro and Goblin. Yeah. Nighttime. The new ones, and then it's the same for the new Spider-Man films. So what was it?
Mysterio was on Tower Bridge during the day.
True, but he did have a massive battle earlier on in the.
There was a nighttime one,
yeah. But that one finished. That's the only one that finishes during the day then, because Far From Home, nighttime. No Way Home, nighttime around Statue of Liberty. So it's like they all.
Venom was all nighttime.
And Disney don't even do that with all their films. Iron Man
Yeah, but
finished.
Warner Brothers do that as well.
Yeah, and that's to say that was their big tent-piece movie, because Disney do that with a lot of their other films as well. All the Iron Man films finished during nighttime.
Yeah, but DC do it the other way around. They just make it dark. They do it by day, but make it dark.
The only one I could think of that finished during the daytime had a daytime finale was Captain America, and Winter Soldier, and I think did Civil War. Well, Civil War finished in a dark base, so you might be able to claim that, and it was just 3 guys fighting.
Yeah, but they also had the massive airport fight, so you can't really knock that one, can you?
Yeah.
That's when the budget went on that. It was 6 against 6.
But that's what I mean.
Destroyed the whole airport.
It's like Disney seems to, when it comes to putting the money in, they put the money in. And yes, I know She-Hulk doesn't look great, but when they've got their big movies.
Yeah, but what I don't get about She-Hulk is she's meant to be 6'7".
Yeah.
That's not that big. That's an inch taller than me.
Yeah.
And she's like 5 foot above everyone else.
Yeah, because everybody else is quite short.
Yeah, but the world isn't like that. There is people that are the same size.
But in She-Hulk's world, they're short.
So bring those people in.
But Dave, you are extraordinarily tall.
Like, even when she was dating these people, they were like all pension shit. But they can be 6'6".
Yeah, but Dave, you are extraordinarily tall. You do know this. You look down on everybody.
Well, that's just my attitude. Do not approach me in the street.
But yeah, I was all right with it. I hope the next couple of episodes do get better. And please, somebody keep saying, just drop the better special effects. And especially with House of Dragon. I'm like, come on.
Oh, I've enjoyed this show.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, but I like I said with Rings of Power, at least you can sit with your mother and your father and watch
but with House of Dragons, at least I can wake up on a Monday morning and I'll be able to watch it.
Yeah.
If Rings of Power was on at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'd just make a coffee and walk off while it was playing in the background. That's the difference in the TV shows. Okay. One, I can have it on and just not care about it. The other one, if I miss something, I'll go back and it.
All right. Our last thing to review. I don't know if I think we've reviewed it in an episode once already, haven't we? But it's Andor.
No, we haven't, because the first 3 came out and we only had 1 since.
Okay, well, Andor's hit the.
Or did we try and review it and you passed out?
I might have passed out. So Andor's hit the market, and I think our views on this might surprise you. First of all, I'll start this one, but let me just say I've enjoyed it so far. I've got no big problems with it, but for the first time, I'm thinking that it's so far from what is Star Wars that it doesn't make any sense that they've made a show like this, because they haven't gone full adult. I know somebody's swearing; it's meant to be like, "Ooh, he swore," but it feels like it's somewhere in between Solo and what it wants to be, because it's not as violent as that people are making it out to be, and it's certainly not as adult as people are making it. Having a sympathetic character on the Empire side doesn't make it adult. It doesn't. That's not adult TV to me, and it's so humorless. And I'm not saying that fair enough if you want to make more adult Star Wars, but then that's not very Star Wars. It's humorless. And the one thing that made Star Wars is it had a sense of humor about itself, and it didn't take itself too seriously. Whereas this is really taking itself seriously, and I don't know if that's what we need right now. If anything, we need another Star Wars that goes back to the basics and gets that sort of humor back again without being forced. But I don't hate it.
Live action Rebels. That's what.
Yeah, I just think it's missing something, and it's not Jedi's. It's just like, I don't want to have sympathy for the Empire. You know what I mean? They whacked 6 billion people in their first film. What's there to sympathize over?
Do you know what I think that is wrong with this show? It's very slow, and I think it's confused a lot of people as well, because everyone's thinking, it's a follow-on to suppose. It's a follow-on to Rogue One, and it's not. It's a prequel to Rogue One.
Mm. And even Rogue One had a little bit of humor in it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like in between the Mandalorian and
yeah.
I don't know. I just hope Ahsoka's a lot better.
I hope the next few episodes it gets a bit better. I like the tension.
It should do.
I don't hate it, and I really don't want to give people the opinion that I hate it. I just think
like the fight with the stormtroopers and everything. I thought they weren't even stormtroopers, were they? They were just guys. And that was pretty good inside the warehouse and stuff.
I think it's good that they're building up this side of the Star Wars
character's
universe.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I find it flat.
Yeah, but that's it though. It's just missing something, and I don't, I get that there's been this push to have a more, like, because the fan base has grown up, to have a more serious Star Wars.
I prefer it than Rings of Power. So it goes House of Dragons for me, Andor.
Stop trying to wind me up. No, you're allowed.
Followed by The Expanse.
Oh mother. But yeah, I think I could go with that. Andor's good. I don't hate it. I just it just feels weird. It feels really weird
for a season 2 already. So
yeah,
hopefully
it's only 2 seasons, because then it goes straight into Rogue One apparently. But yeah, credit to them. They've done a good job on it. It looks spectacular. You can almost taste the tension in it.
Well, that's what I mean. You think the budget they had for this? They could have used the same budget for Obi-Wan Kenobi and made that better. Well, that was a big disappointment, really, wasn't it? You know, that could have been so good.
I enjoyed it. I didn't have any problems with Obi-Wan, but I get again why people did. You'd waited for 20 years, and that's what you got. And then even having Liam Neeson in it for like 20 seconds.
It was like the Book of Boba Fett, wasn't it? You know, if I'm waiting for this Book of Boba Fett, but it only got good once the Mandalorian turned up.
Yeah, because I think these shows, again, this is the thing about audience shift. I think the Star Wars audience has grown up a bit, and Obi-Wan, I bet you kids enjoyed Obi-Wan. And I bet
they probably did.
Yeah,
but you got to think of the people that grew up want to know the background story. We've been waiting 40 years for this background story.
Yeah. I thought I thought the last episode was great. You didn't create me, Obi-Wan. You never created me, Obi-Wan.
The last episode was good.
Yeah, I don't get why, like you just said, they can't make the series like Rebels. The tone of Rebels, it had this sort of foreboding seriousness about it, but it was incredibly fun, and it was.
But so was the Clone Wars. So why can't they do a live action version that's good?
I'm gonna blame George on that one. Yeah. He's the one who put it was Obi-Wan keeps treating me like a kid. Stop acting like a kid, bro. What do you want? Like?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I hope when Bad Batch comes out, it gives it all a good kick in the ass.
I think it will. I think you're going to see more focus on TV shows for Star Wars, because overall, I think the TV shows.
But they're getting worse. They started off good. Now they're getting worse.
Well, no, I think Andor, like the quality of Andor is good, and like you said, there's enough good points of Andor to make it watchable. And I think that they're going to go for epic TV shows, so event TV, and you're going to see a lot more TV shows, and they're going to sort of build up a new Star Wars universe. Because I think Star Wars. And please don't hate it.
But if you're going to build up a new Star Wars universe, start afresh.
But that's what I mean. They're going to sort of try and build a new Star Wars
build
universe.
the new Republic or something.
And find a way to tell the story differently. Because again, I think the problems with Star Wars starts with Star Wars. As much as a lot of people would like to admit it, it's dated, it's old. And it's
get rid of
well
the
past its prime.
Stuff it's done, and then just start afresh.
No, just look. Do you know what? Tell
and have some people that look like Chewbacca and stuff.
Tell the story the way it was meant to be. So Luke in the story is meant to be like 12 in Star Wars, 12, 14.
Yeah, they tried that with the caravan carriage, though.
Yeah, no, let's not really. But that's what I mean. He's meant to be 12, 14 years old. And I think if a lot of the stuff that happens, and it makes more sense if you see him as a 12, 14-year-old. And then you've got Empire Strikes Back. It could be so much darker. Do you know what I mean? Han Solo could die there, as opposed to making it past.
Everyone's favourite, apart from mine. Must have
and
lost
Leia's
out
pregnant.
on that one.
But yeah, I think it could have been a lot better. But yeah, that's it. I think, and out of all those shows, House of Dragon, I think gets a nod to be the best of the lot, followed quickly by The Old Man. And the rest of them, I enjoyed all of them.
Oh, you want to go through that route? But
yeah, look, I enjoyed all those shows. I don't hate on any of them, and I think that I'm
I was
past the
I
point
hate
where
them. I've watched them all.
No,
You
I'm
know,
not saying you did,
and
Dave. I'm
I'm not
saying,
like normally I wouldn't sit down and watch Lord of the Rings. I would sit, that's it. I'm done after the first episode.
yeah,
But it is on, but I just
yeah.
don't pay that much attention to it because it's very slow and it's all over the place.
But yeah, the one thing I didn't watch that I should have watched probably, Hocus Pocus.
Do you know what? I was going to watch Hocus Pocus, and
I completely forgot. Do you
maybe
know what
I'll wait
Hocus
till.
Pocus
Do you
is
know what?
called
I'm
in
actually
South
going to wait
America?
and watch it at Halloween or something.
I know. I think I'll watch it over the weekend. I'm like, if I've
It's just
got any
not time to watch
electricity,
Hocus Pocus.
if I've got any electricity left. Do you know what they call Hocus Pocus in South America? Abracadabra. Booyah! There you go. Learn something
Really?
every day. Yeah, abracadabra. But yeah, that's been it. I think we've got next month's going to be even bigger. Like I said, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is releasing. I'm pretty sure. I don't know when
We ain't
Black
gone through
Adam's
this
coming
month
out.
yet. It's only at the beginning of this month.
I know, but everything's going to be leading up to that. You're going to see a lot more trailers drop. I bet you. You're going to see.
Next month as
you've
well.
got a number of big films coming out on Netflix, I believe, and so on Amazon. So you're looking at a pretty exciting month. There should be some pretty decent sci-fi coming back to us over the next couple of weeks as well. So it's
There's
all
Secret Wars come out next month as well.
Ooh, I know. Ooh, that's while we're here. Let's check that quickly. Because
I know Willow's out next month as well, at the end of this month.
No, it's not Secret Wars. It's Secret Invasion, isn't it?
That's what I do. It's Secret something. Samuel.
Secret Squirrel.
Yeah.
Secret Squirrel here. Secret Invasion. When's that dropping? 2023. That's coming out. So next year. I think that's next year, January. That'll be.
There is definitely something coming up.
Well, Guardians is out. The Halloween one they're doing, Werewolf by Night, is coming out. Disney Plus, Marvel releases. Let's see what it's saying here. What If season 2? That's next year. Quantumania, Echo. Yeah, most stuff's going out next year. So I think it's just Werewolf by Night we've got, and the Guardians Christmas special is the next one.
You've got Tales of the Jedi at the end of the month.
Oh yeah, Star Wars stuff. There's going to be, because you've got that, and then you've got Andor finishes Circus Story, and there's something else coming out, isn't it? Oh, Bad Batch, or is that coming out next year?
The National Treasure.
Is that this year?
TV show. That comes out in December though.
Okay.
I think the Bad Batch comes out in January. Yeah, January.
Okay, so it'll be next year. So we've got plenty of stuff to take us through to the next year. The only thing that seems to be dying is Paramount, but we'll see.
I don't know. I've been watching American Gigolo. It's been really good.
Okay, what is that the series? I don't know who's getting the I don't know who's getting the vampire. Is it the Vampire Diaries? The Interview with Vampire. It's getting rave reviews at the moment.
What, the one with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise?
No, the new one. Well, the same story, but they're doing a TV series.
Why?
Because the one with Brad Pitt.
They don't age.
It's a series.
They still haven't aged. Have you not noticed this? After 30 years, none of the cast of age apart from Kirsten Dunst.
True.
You know, those vampires don't age.
But yeah, that was a series of books. I think there's at least 10 books. So they're going to do it as a TV series, but they've changed the TV show enough that it won't be following the film so much.
It's going to be like that witches program that started off really well and got really bad. Discovery of Witches.
Yeah.
Soon as she married a vampire and went down
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, like I said, we've got a lot of big shows coming up in the next couple of months, and obviously Christmas when we'll take our Christmassy break, and then we'll be back with our own presents, won't we, Dave? We've got some presents for our audience coming soon. Thank you for sticking with us so far this year. I hope you've enjoyed the latest show. This has been another episode of the Boys from Bossk. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, share it, tell your mother, tell your daughter, tell your sisters, tell your uncles. This is the Boys from Bossk. Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Dior.